Overall, as said, I am happy with the Rome Remaster as a game. Still needs some patches, but it was in line with my expectations. Will Medieval 2 get remastered? There's evidence to say it could, but to be honest, I doubt it. However, nevertheless, I made this video for Rome before, already, in case that ever happened to get remastered. Imagine that. The developers used that video to help them create the game. This video serves that same purpose, in the off chance that it does happen. Medieval 2 is in a very different state. Before the remaster, over 50% of the game's owners could not run Rome, or had serious issues with the game, due to compatibility. There were also heavy modding limitations, the AI was dumber, more bugs, worse pathfinding, and there were parts of the game that were just a nightmare to handle. Medieval 2, although not perfect in any of these categories, was miles better and needs less improvements overall. However, I don't think Med 2 should add stuff. With a lot of speculation about an upcoming Medieval 3, I don't want Medieval 2 Remastered to step on its toes and take away from its light. That's why myself and the community for the most part believe a Medieval 2 Remaster should focus only on graphics and fixes, rather than adding stuff. And to be honest, looking back, I think I would have preferred Rome to have done the same, for the most part. 10. The ability to choose your own heir. This was taken out of Medieval 2. A lot of people say it is more historical this way, but it's not. The king at the time could still break the rule and pick his own heir. This did happen historically. I think Rome 1's system is perfect. The heir goes to who it should be legally. The leader can then change the heir, but with the side effect of leaving the previous heir unhappy. I think this works. Number 9. Steam achievements, but good ones. Steam achievements, I said, were a must for a Rome Remaster, but the ones it did have were far too dull. It was all beat the game as this faction or that faction. Very few were unique. How about, as Byzantium, reconquer the Roman Empire, within its historical borders exactly. Beat the game only recruiting peasants. Get to 1 million gold. Kill the Mongols before turn 100. Stuff like that. Challenge campaigns that you are proud to complete. Leave a like if you agree here. Number 8. The marketing needs a massive patch. I'm not saying any more, you know where I stand with this. Number 7. Hotseats. Why are they not in Rome's Remaster? Modders can do it, modders are working on it. It is just such an important part, and the Hotseat community was heavily underestimated. Please don't make the same mistake again. Number 6. Realism. Rome 1, to me, was always a bit goofy and cartoony. Bright colours, pink pyjama men, voice cracks. That's just how it was. In my video about what we wanted in a Rome Remaster, I said to have 2 different unit types, one with the OG bright colours and another that was slightly more realistic. However, Medieval 2 is different. Medieval 2 is not goofy or cartoony. It is grittier, harsher, and less vibrant. This is how the remaster should be. It needs to encapsulate the atmosphere of the medieval world. Number 5. Originally, I did like the toggles, but I did not foresee the consequence it would have for modders. So all stuff mentioned here are not toggleable. They should be just in the game, and I know most people will like them. But there is one idea that does tempt me. Population as the manpower pool. so that when you recruit units from a city, it takes it out of the city's population, like Rome 1. This should be optional though, as it will change the balance and flow of the game. If they can add this in a way that will not mess up mods, that will not push up the price, and that will not take extra dev time out of other areas, then this is a toggle I would welcome. Comment down below what you think. Number 4, AUI update. Hold on, don't panic. I'm not talking about an overhaul. Maybe a UI toggle would be good, new UI versus old UI, but mostly it needs some extra options. There's missing data in the game that is important, such as data to do with the guilds. I want to know what guild my city is closest to, and more about them. In addition, I want to see the UI get redesigned for different cultures. For example, maybe Byzantium could have a Byzantine themed artwork. Marble with some overgrown bushes or something like that. Then the Muslim factions get an Islamic UI design. Just something that represents the faction. The Scottish UI could be designed to look like a wooden palisade or something. Oh, and this. These backgrounds are beautiful. Number 3. A new difficulty tier. A legendary difficulty. Because why not? Number 2. An AI and pathfinding fix. The AI in the remaster was improved. As someone who still played it and made videos on the AI, I can say it has improved. It was not at the level of new Total Wars though, which I think threw people's expectations off. Actually, what threw people's expectations off is the amount of time it took them to actually advertise that they had improved the AI, and the fact they never even marketed it or talked at all about its improvements, leaving everyone in doubt and confusion. Medieval 2 was not as bad as Rome 1 with the AI and pathfinding, but could still do with a bit of work. Before we get to number 1, I have a few honourable mentions. The expansion should be an expansion. Lower the price of the base game, put more time into getting the base game right. That's important. DLC can come later, once people are satisfied with the base game. A big mistake Rome Remastered made, in my opinion. Steam Workshop, obviously, and better controls. Updated controls and old controls, but both working well. And a collector's edition. Like, come on, I would have loved for some fancy Rome Remastered case, multi-disc, containing a banner and a map to hang on my wall. Something like that would be great. Also, quick side note, fixing the bugs, good graphics, those go without saying. So those are not on the list. It's just too obvious, yes they need to be there. But now, number 1. Auto-categorise units. When I recruit mercenaries, I don't want them shoved on the end. They should be reorganised, logically. General first, then cav, missiles and siege equipment at the end of the list. It was nice that you were able to move them around in the remaster, but these never saved, and were not adjustable in the campaign, battles only. Anyway, there is my list. Let me know what you think. Leave a like if you enjoyed or agree. But for now, until the next one, MELKOR.